Jays split the doubleheader, and I'll say it, Mitch White did not pitch poorly. Sound the alarm. This is not a drill. Mitch White turned in a good performance. We'll talk about all that and more. Locked On Blue Jays. It's right now.
You are Locked On Blue Jays, your daily Toronto Blue Jays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Matt Bonaparte, Ben Shulman with you on this wonderful Wednesday morning. Thanks for making Locked On Blue Jays your first listen every day. We are free. We're available wherever you get podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, all those other places that Ben usually likes to mention. Email us, people. LockedOnBlueJaysReal@gmail.com. None of that AOL stuff here. Although if you're emailing us from AOL, I will enjoy it. I'll be like, wow, that's awesome. So send us an email or follow us at Locked On Jays on Twitter. We'd love to see you there as well. All right, we're talking Jays as we always are every single day of the week, every month. We've been here for a while. I just want to shout out to all the OGs who've been listening since April. We appreciate you.
Yeah, man, it's been a journey.
Has been a journey. This is a doubleheader that was pretty hyped up because the Rays and Jays are separated by half a game going into, what is it, game 4 now, or game 3 now, or game 2 now? Game 3 now. I don't know. I'm lost in a 5-game set.
What are you talking about? I don't know which. It was
lost
game
in a 5-game
2.
set. Help.
It was game 2 going into today, and it'll be game 4.
Yeah, okay. So game 4. I was right the first time.
Okay.
Game 4.
And
Day 3, game 4. Listen, 5-gamers are spooky.
Weird.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, you said it was hyped up, and we got a bombshell like right after we released our episode this morning.
Yeah.
Almost immediately after, we're like, okay, yeah, game 1's fine. They'll figure out game 2. And then Manoah is like yarfing or something, I guess. That's not a fact. But he had a stomach bug.
But he still pitched, so like kudos, dude.
Incredibly well. We're going to talk about that game later, but yeah.
Game 1. It was not exactly the offensive showing that they needed it to be. I got to say, like, if I'm John Schneider in the clubhouse after game 1, like, maybe I wouldn't make it as a manager, but I'd be like, guys, Mitch White just went out there and shoved for 6 innings.
You're not making
that's what you gave him? Like, guys, that was the best Mitch can do, and you gave him nothing? Come on.
Mitch is just like sitting in the corner like, oh my gosh.
Listen, guys, Mitch is going to be back in AAA in a couple of days, and that was his shot, okay?
Actually, tomorrow, because he wasn't even officially called up.
Or
today, when you're listening to this, he was just taxi squad. Yeah, and, to Mitch's credit, I know the line is 6 innings, 3 earned runs. 2 non-error errors happened in his 3-run inning, too. I mean,
true.
Vlad thinks he's going for a ball and then doesn't get his foot on the bag when the throw's there in time. And then Teoscar Hernandez, I mean, does unfortunately love the guy, like his best Manny Ramirez impression. Like he's just holding the ball in left field for no reason. And he's running it into the infield.
When I see that, all I hear is my like little league coaches just screaming, "Get it in!
Yeah.
Get it in!"
Rule 1. Rule 1 is as
like,
soon as you get the ball, get it in.
Sitting there like a quarterback.
Somewhere. It's better to get it in anywhere than get it in nowhere.
Yeah. But hey, we got to see another face that we hadn't seen in a little while. Julian Merriweather on the bump. He gave an inning. It wasn't great. Earned a run. But hey, Phelpsy came in. He was good. Overall, good pitching performance in game 1 because the expectation was so low. Like on the previous pod, I said they're going to have to give him like 11, and they gave him 2. So he's what it is. All they needed was 5. But hey, Bo still hit the crap out of the ball. Guys were hitting, just not clutch.
If your 5-starter day, like even if you have a real 5-starter, if your team as a whole gives up 4 runs, you should not be mad at that. Like that gave you a chance to win.
Totally, absolutely.
And Mitch did the Lord's work in saving the bullpen, which they would need for game 2. They didn't have to use a single leverage guy at all in that game. I mean, I
Yeah,
love
Mitch was
Kelsey,
awesome.
but let's be real. They
Yeah.
didn't have to use a single leverage guy at all. So, yeah, I mean, the offense came too late, which is almost the story of game two, which we'll get in a bit. Um, Whit Merrifield foreshadows with a base hit in game one. Um, yeah, they just I mean they put it on the broadcast multiple times. For some reason, even though they've played well recently, it's mostly come on the road and they have been brutal offensively at home. I mean, before
Yeah.
the
Which is nuts.
7-2 win in a 17 game stretch of home games, they averaged fewer than 3 runs per game. That's insane.
Wow. That's
That is
awful.
insane. Yeah. And they still didn't score a
I'm
run off a starting pitcher in this doubleheader, but they just exploded in game 2.
I'm really curious on the team hitting splits, so I'm gonna look them up. So
Go for it.
filibuster for a second.
Yeah, I got you. Outside of Mitch White, yeah, like you said, Bo had 2 singles, and like everyone knows, but that at bat he had to close the game. I mean, it did feel like they had generated some momentum. As poorly, oh my gosh, as poorly as they played. I don't know if the people heard that, but as
I
poorly
did.
as they played,
And even if they didn't, you went, "Oh my gosh."
yeah, well,
That
one of
was
the
great.
broadcasters of the team doesn't know that we record right after 125 games, but I digress. Um, but my train of thought is lost. Do you have the splits? my, my
That's
train of
right. That
thought
was
is
really
gone,
funny.
and I need to send a text message.
This is an off the rails pod, my favorite kind. I wish they had month and like home versus away on Baseball
Yeah,
Reference.
they
I can't
don't.
really find that. I can give you home versus away, but
What
it's
is it
not
for the
like
season? It's not
incredibly.
crazy.
For the season, they are hitting. They've got a 758 OPS at home, 752 on the road, but a worse average at home than on the road. But it's
Yeah,
marginal.
slightly homer friendly
Same
ballpark. They're
amount of
probably
homers, which is kind of wild. I guess
That is
Apple's
pretty
Pro can
wild
do that,
because I was gonna say
but
maybe they
still,
swing for the fences a little more at home, like it's
same
a
thing.
homer friendly park. Um, but I think what that tells you, if anything, is just that like this stretch isn't like a huge trend. It's a small rut that maybe they can get out of.
I will tell you that they're like when the moment September began, they became a whole new ball club because
Oh yeah,
August was awful. But I
oh
think
yeah,
a lot of that is fueled simply by Bo just being the
for
hottest man
sure,
in baseball right now
for
by
sure.
lengths. I think he's even hotter than Judge. I mean, maybe Trout's hotter because he hit like 7 homers in a row.
I
But
think there's a stretch. There's a stretch you can find of like 20 something games where no one in baseball has a higher OPS.
yeah, I believe it. I totally believe it. And Bo has just been insane. So that's probably what you can attest that to. But hey, we're going to talk about game two on the other side of this ad that Ben's going to read.
Yeah, watching all these games and getting real psyched up for these late rallies had me thinking about Blue Chew. Summer's winding down, the nights are getting longer, but the breeze isn't the only thing that's getting stiff, we hope. That's right. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, we all know that confidence can take you far in life. That's especially true in the bedroom, especially when it's time to step up to the plate. Be a Bo Bichette. Don't be a I'm going to audible on naming the other person I was going to name. That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets at a fraction of the cost. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. So no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package. Look, when you live the sports media life, sometimes you move around. I was talking to former Locked On Syracuse host Brad Klein about, he's moving to a new town. He's moving to a new city. He's doing big things in Kentucky. He needs to entertain him. When he's entertaining someone new, they can be nerve-wracking. You want that first impression to be important, and you want it to be a lasting impression. So if you could benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use promo code Locked On at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com. Promo code Locked On to receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast.
We're back. Game 2 time, man.
Dose.
Hopefully, no phone calls this time around. No forgetting which game it is in that spooky 5-gamer. Segment 2 is going to be a lot tighter than segment 1. That's what they say. And it starts right now. 7-2 win in game 2. They make it a doubleheader split, which is really exciting. Because, like you said, it was almost the same story as game 1 in terms of offense, too little, too late. This time around, it was enough early enough. In the 7th inning, they explode. Whit Merrifield hits a double, hops right by Yandy Diaz's glove up over the third base bag. Springer hits a 2-run jack later on. It was just all hunky-dory. But it took a little while to get there, and I don't know if I'm Alek Manoah that I'm on the mound going, oh, yeah, this is a dub. I'm probably going, these guys aren't going to give me run support. What am I, Mitch White? So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the like high point demoralizing part of the game because they were like kind of outplaying the Rays. They kept getting leadoff runners on or getting guys on, and they just couldn't move them over. Even with the big hits, they end the game 2 for 10 with Risp. And the absolute low point or high point for demoralization is they scratch a guy across in the 6th to tie it. Manoah's been great. They send him out there for the 7th, and he gives up a homer to Aranda, and you're down 2-1. And honestly, I thought they were going to lose. I mean, I do this thing sometimes. I don't know if others do it. I'll be watching the game, but if things aren't going the way I want to and I know I'm about to get frustrated, I mute the game for a bit, and I just got to it's still on, but I got to do something else while I'm doing it. I need to take a step back for a second. And right when I looked up again, which was honestly 10, 15 minutes later, 2-hit Whit, which we'll count it because 2 hits on the day, just smacks the ball down the line. So, yeah, it was nerve-wracking. I mean, it was very nearly a doubleheader sweep. And considering the starters coming up for the Rays, that would have been incredibly problematic, incredibly problematic. But they get the big hit from Whit and Springer, like you mentioned. I mean, obviously Whit has not been good at the plate. But if this is the biggest hit that Whit Merrifield has in the regular season as a Blue Jay, are you happy with that?
Can you repeat the question?
If this is the biggest Whit Merrifield moment in the regular season, because who knows what happens in the playoffs? Are you okay? Are you okay with them acquiring him and everything?
Yeah, I can't even remember what they gave up. Oh wait, they gave up something
Max
they
Castillo
gave up,
was the one we were
no,
mad
I wouldn't be happy with that at all. No,
because we like
no,
Max
I
Castillo.
wouldn't. Yeah, because Max is just good, and
Yeah,
they were like, we don't need that guy. We have Mitch White now. Okay, we don't need Max Castillo. No, I mean, I guess he's not like a starter or anything, but
you don't have to say yes. You can say no.
Well, the only reason I'm saying I guess is because I feel like those are decent expectations from a guy you brought in that's having an awful year. What am I expecting? A grand slam in the 9th?
Bro, he had a 600 OPS.
Merrifield?
Yeah.
He's awful. He's had a 467 OPS with the Jays. He has not been good he's awful. I guess. Sure, that's my answer is I guess.
Okay.
But
I'll take it.
I will qualify it with I won't be happy with anything unless he hits really well.
So we're doing this as press conferences are happening. Over under quotes about things we didn't want to hear about Alek Manoah's stomach flu or stomach bug, whatever it was.
What do you mean?
Do you think John Schneider or Alek Manoah are going to tell us more than we want to hear?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think because flu game,
Alek might, but I don't.
Jordan's flu game, they're always yeah, his lung was coming out of his body, and he sweat enough to fill a public pool. They always are dressing it like crazy. They're yeah, they for a second they they almost airlifted him to hospital. He wore a diaper during the game. They say.
I don't know. I think they're gonna be yeah, he ate some bad fish and he's gonna be okay.
Yeah, you're probably right. They won't out the restaurant though. Toronto's got great food, so I'm gonna hope it was home cooked. George Springer homers
pretty. Makes him a bad cook.
Yeah, but he's a young guy. I'm a bad cook. Um,
Not every young guy's a bad cook.
yeah, but I would say young guy slants bad cook.
All right, maybe.
Um, how long ago do you think the last George Springer homer was?
About an hour.
Nice. Before that.
Sorry, I had to.
It's okay.
I don't know, like 4 games.
Oh, not even close. All the way back on August 28th.
What? Really?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games without a home run. And before that, he hadn't hit one since July 26th. Even when he had that kind of clutch stretch in August, it was like a lot of singles. A lot of singles.
I guess it was a lot of doubles. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of, I saw some people angry today at Vlad Guerrero, despite him getting 3 hits. Um, should you be mad at Vlad if he's hitting grounders, even if he's hitting like 350 in the last 10 games?
Well, do the grounders make it to the outfield? That is the
Well,
big
the
question.
350 average would suggest at least a handful of them do. I would say 35%.
I don't care. I
Yeah,
don't care.
I don't care either.
People, I've said this all year long, is that people have this like really twisted, like contortion of what Vlad is in their heads, and they think because like 1 year he played in 3 different ballparks, 2 of which were like little league fields, and he hit 48 home runs, that he has to do that every season. Not to say he won't do it again, but if you're going to expect him to waltz out there and hit 50, just crank 50 zoinkers every season, it's not going to happen, man. All right, the guy's a pure hitter, okay, and that's exactly what he's showing us. I mean, he's having a fantastic year. If you don't want to give him respect, I don't care. The numbers will back him up.
Yeah. I mean, people, we said it earlier. We haven't said it in a while. Like, people expect him to be, I don't even know who with the power, but he's more Miggy. He's not.
He's Miggy, yeah,
He's
and he
not
hasn't
trying
even.
to
He's
swing
like,
for
what is
homers.
he? 23?
Yeah, he's also 23.
Yeah, like,
So when
dude,
people are like,
give him
he's
a
having a
shot.
fantastic year, he only has an 850 OPS. Like, yeah, he's 23. And he's
What do
like
you think Miguel Cabrera's stat line was when he was 23?
well, he probably was pretty good because the Marlins
He was great,
won the
but
World Series or were right around winning the World Series that year.
they won the World Series 3 years prior.
Okay. Wow. He was there. He was there in the 2003 World Series.
That was his rookie year.
Okay. When he was 23, I'm going to guess he had an 811 OPS.
He had a 998 OPS.
Wow.
But,
Okay.
but it's because, I mean, Mickey's better than Vlad. I don't think anybody's
Well,
arguing
Mickey's
that.
one of the greatest
But
hitters of
but
all
it's
time.
not because he hit home runs. Vlad this season already has more home runs than Miggy did that year. Miggy just hit 339 that season and had a
Yeah.
430 on base percentage.
Yeah,
So
that's. I
I mean,
mean,
their slugging percentages. Let me compare, but I bet you they're like rather similar.
they're probably close because even though Mickey's not hitting the homers, he's just having so many more hits.
They're
That
not
it,
that
like,
similar.
Vladdy's
Miggy's
just
just that
higher.
guy.
Oh yeah, well,
No, Vlad,
I don't know if you
Miggy's
hit
way higher.
340 and he's probably smacking tons of doubles, but yeah,
He had 50
give,
doubles.
give Vladdy a break. He is playing well. Bo is
Every now
carrying
and
the
again, you
team,
just
but
got to visit Miguel Cabrera's baseball reference page
oh
just to remind you, like, that he's like the greatest hitter we maybe have ever
oh my
seen.
goodness. I mean,
Anyway.
like Paul Goldschmidt's like in the Triple Crown race. Miggy like separated in the
So
Triple
good.
Crown
You
one
knew
year,
he
and
was going
like,
to win. That was
and no one
nonsense.
had done it since Woodstock. So, but yeah, I'm done with people hating on Vlad. I don't see the point of it. I don't see the point of it. It's annoying. Stop doing it.
It's true. It is annoying.
Stop. He's good. You don't have to love him all the time, but he's clearly a good baseball player.
All
And
right, guess what?
I was gonna say, you know what people love more than me telling them to stop behaving the way they want to?
Ads. They love
That was pretty
ads.
coordinated by us.
Yeah, because we're the best in the game.
And you know what they also love?
He was a Blue Jay.
Oh yeah, and it's back with a guy I'm pretty sure we haven't done. So your record is somewhere in the vicinity of 30-10. I have not recounted. And if you haven't seen this game before, it's a game that's essentially dead but occasionally revived. where I give some hints to Bones about a guy that you wouldn't necessarily remember as a Blue Jay, but you probably would remember as a player. Give him 5 hints based on the guy's career. Bones has 30 seconds of 3 guesses after each hint, and if he gets it right, then he gets a win. If he taps out after 5, then he gets a loss. He's Negroed 3 times. One time I got it in 1. I don't remember who it was or how I did it.
Benji Molina.
It was Benji Molina. You're right, because you tried to
It's
dupe me.
because I had given you Jose
You had given
Molina
me
in the
Jose,
past.
so you had me Benji on the mind. Well, I've been pretty kind to you recently. I think we'll see what happens here. But I've made it pretty clear that you will not get it in 1 hint. All right, you ready to go?
Always.
This pitcher, born in Germany, debuted in 2003 with the Dodgers.
Oh, Sean Markham.
Nope.
Well,
Was
I
Sean
know
Markham
this.
born in Germany?
Yeah,
You
I'm
said
pretty
that
sure
like
he
you knew.
was.
Okay, I'm gonna
Can
look
you
that
look
up
it
while
up?
you think.
I'm gonna look it up. I need to know because I know he was a. I know there's one
But
guy.
don't look up like
no, it wasn't
German-born
him.
pitchers.
I know who it is. Oh my god, I know. Wait, is it Jason Marquis?
It's not Jason Marquis, but that's a
No,
good one.
I know who this is. This is gonna
Jason
make me.
Marquis
Is it
played
Jason
Liverpool.
Grilly?
It's not Jason Grilly. Let's move
Son
on.
of a! I'm not happy.
Jason Grilly's dad is from Syracuse, New York. This guy first made an appearance in the AL East in 2006 and then returned again in the 17 and 19 seasons.
I'm not gonna get past the German thing. Edwin Jackson.
Bang.
Got it. There it is.
Bang.
I knew he was born in Germany. Son of a.
Yeah. Well,
beeswax.
I don't have a second guy prepared, so that puts us in an interesting spot. But let's talk about Edwin Jackson for a little bit, former Blue Jay.
Dude, he just retired like the other day.
So that's why I didn't want to do it. No way.
It was also his birthday 4 days ago. So happy birthday, Edwin.
Yeah, happy birthday, Edwin, who was drafted in 2001 in the 6th round, came up with the Dodgers, was an all-star with the 2009 Tigers in a time where you could have a 3.62 ERA and be like, nice. He's a World Series champion as he was a midseason trade from the White Sox. For some reason, the team I remember him the most with, to the Cardinals. 1 year he led the majors in losses. And then he
I would just like to let it be known real quick.
Yeah.
That all-star season he had, his first half was really, really good.
Was it?
His first half, he had
Don't mean to-
121 2/3 innings, 2.52 ERA, 97 strikeouts. Like, he was really good. He had a terrible, terrible second half.
Yeah. Talk about a tough
5.07
second half.
ERA.
He becomes the guy to play for the most teams ever when he pitches for the Blue Jays in 2019. Past Octavio Dotel, he was a Blue Jay guy who I missed, unfortunately. What else can I tell you about Edwin Jackson? His Blue Jay stint, brutal. Oh, before I get to that, throws my favorite no-hitter in the history of baseball, barring Doc Ellis, where he throws 149 pitches, walks 8 batters, I believe gives up a run, but throws a no-hitter. So that's pretty diesel of him.
I remember that.
Yeah,
was that with the Rays?
No,
the Diamondbacks. It was against the Rays.
And then goes on to have like one of the worst stints that a Blue Jay has had. First start, 5 innings, 2 earned runs. You're like, all right, that's cool. Next one, like his home debut, 5 innings, 6 runs allowed, 5 of them earned. I saw one of his starts ever. I don't remember which one. Then against the Padres, 4 innings, 7 runs. Then at the Rockies, 2 1/3, 10 runs. Then 3 1/3, 6 runs, although only 2 of them earned. Does put up his one good start as a Blue Jay on June 12th at Baltimore. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, and then gives up 7 earned runs in 2/3 of an inning on June 17th. Makes one more appearance and is gonzo. But he was the guy. So
I was just looking at his no-hitter. He didn't allow a run. He threw 9 innings. He had more walks than strikeouts. 8 walks, 6 strikeouts. But I think the stat that I love the most is that he threw 149 pitches, like you said, only 79 strikes. He threw 79 strikes compared to 70 balls. And he got through. Guy, he's a great player. I loved him.
What a crazy game to be at.
And a great game from Jeff Neiman on the other side, who was having a really good year.
Didn't throw a no-hitter, though.
He was having a good year up until that point. Maybe that was like
that
He
crumbled.
was like, I just lost to that guy. Are you kidding me? He probably went into the dugout and
was
had like
good
a
in his
John
day, though.
Schneider-esque speech,
He
but
was
like
good.
only if I were John Schneider.
All right. I think you're 31-10, and I think we're
Yeah, I'm the
cool.
GOAT of he was a Blue Jay. No one's ever been better. No one ever will be.
I'm kind of
I'm
the
a big fan
Robert
right now.
Horry though, because I had the big shot.
You're not the Robert Horry. You're 8-6. You're like you're like the Terrence Gore at best.
No, I gotta be someone who's fine. I'm like the Kyrie Irving. I hit one big shot, and I'm just
You're the
gonna live
Kyrie
off it.
Irving? No.
I hit one big shot, and I'm gonna
If
live off of it for
anything-
the rest of my life.
Okay, you can be like Keith Smart.
No, I'm better than that. I'm Kyrie. I got skills, but it doesn't translate to winning.
I don't think you got skills.
I'm
Anyway.
clearly angering my teammates. I'm the Kyrie Irving.
All right. Thank you for making Locked On Blue Jays your first listen today. Go make your second one. The Locked On MLB podcast. MLB expert Paul Francis Sullivan brings humor, passion, and unique perspective on every team and the biggest stories around the league. Follow the #1 daily league-wide podcast, Locked On MLB, on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Matt Bonaparte. That's Ben Shulman. We'll see you next time. Peace.